What is going on, college basketball fans? Today we got a huge college basketball transfer portal update here for you guys. A lot of news to get to. I just want to say subscribe if you guys are new. We are super close to 4,000 subscribers. Let's get there real soon. Also hit that like button if you guys enjoy, and let's get it started. So our first big piece of news that we have here today is Gonzaga getting two big-time names out of the transfer portal and two names that were very unexpected to go to Gonzaga. The first player that they got was the transfer out of Creighton, the point guard. It is Ryan Nembhard. Now, this does make sense. His brother did go to Gonzaga, but a lot of people, including myself, thought that Ryan Nembhard was going to go to Arizona because Tommy Lloyd was also on the coaching staff of Gonzaga when his brother played there. So I thought Tommy Lloyd was going to get Ryan Nembhard. This is a big loss for Arizona, but a huge get here for Gonzaga. They also got Graham Ike, the transfer out of Wyoming. Super good player, and it was looking like he narrowed his list down to either Colorado or Providence. So him going to Gonzaga was a huge surprise to me, but two huge gets for Coach Mark Few, and Gonzaga is going to be a force once again next season. And oh yeah, they still have a shot to get Taron Armstrong as well. Gonzaga and Creighton in the mix for him. Our next piece of news is that Alabama finally getting some players out of the transfer portal. They have been swinging and missing at a lot of players, but they finally picked up a big time player, and that is Aaron Estrada. He was a big time player at Hofstra the past 2 years. He averaged over 18 points per game for Hofstra, so that is a big get there for Alabama to fill that forward position. They also got Latrell Wrightsell, the transfer out of Cal State Fullerton, another really good pickup there for Bama. So Bama, I have been very vocal about this, especially on my Twitter, that I think Alabama has been taking some of the biggest L's in the transfer portal this offseason, so it's good to see them finally get some players. Next big piece of news, we have Kaden Shedrick transferring to Texas University. This is a really good get here for Texas. He can play that Timmy Allen type role because they are going to be missing him. I think this is a really good get for Texas. I think he fits their play style, and I predicted this way back when Kaden Shedrick first entered the transfer portal. I said that I think he's going to go either to Kansas or Texas, and I was correct, so I'm very happy that I was able to get that one right. Very good pickup here for Texas, as Kaden Shedrick not only can score, sometimes he can be kind of like a X-Factor scorer, but a really good defender here for this Longhorn team. Next piece of news, and this is a big one, North Carolina picking up Harrison Ingram, and I was a little bit shocked by this because I thought Harrison Ingram was going to be a Kansas Jayhawk next year. I think he would have fit that system so well. But going to North Carolina, going to be pairing up with RJ Davis and Armando Bacot, this is a really good get here for Coach Hubert Davis. I think Harrison Ingram is going to be a stud at North Carolina next year. I'm very excited to see him play there. North Carolina also got Cormac Ryan, the transfer out of Notre Dame. That would be a nice little piece there for them as well. And Kansas, who I thought Harrison Ingram was going to go to, they get Nick Timberlake, a really good athletic guard who can shoot the three ball, shoots over 40% from three. I mean, he literally reminds me of Christian Braun. Coach Self really got Christian Braun 2.0, and that is kind of scary to think about. Next piece of news, we do have Matthew Cleveland. He is down to his final three teams, and those three teams being Auburn, Missouri, and Miami. Now, last week, I think it was, I had Matthew Cleveland as one of my top 20 transfer portal prospects, and I had him predicted to go to Auburn even before he cut his list down. So I still think that he will be an Auburn Tiger next year, but I think it would be really cool to see him play for either Missouri or Miami as well. All three of those programs doing good things in basketball the past few years, so would be a really good pickup for any of them. Next piece of news, we do have another player that has narrowed down his list, and that is Tyler Perry. He is down to his final four teams, and that is Kansas State, Florida, Texas Tech, and Ole Miss. Now, Kansas State is looking like the favorites, and I would be very shocked to say to see if Kansas State does not get either Tyler Perry or Max Abmas this offseason. They are going to get one of these stud point guards, and that is going to be huge to be able to replace Marquise Noel with one of these really good guards out of the portal. It would also be cool to see him go to a team like Texas Tech, or even an Ole Miss. Chris Beard now. Chris Beard really active in the transfer portal if you can get a guy like Perry. But Texas Tech, obviously his former coach there at North Texas, where he's transferring from, is now the head coach of the Red Raiders, so that would be cool to see as well. Good to see Florida in the mix as well. They have a young head coach there doing some good things, trying to build up that Gators program. You like to see that. Avery Anderson, quick piece of news right here. He transferred out of Oklahoma State, and he is now on TCU, and I actually think that this is a huge get for TCU, and here's why. They are going to have a stud backcourt with Damian Ball and Jameer Nelson Jr., but now to pick up Avery Anderson, he can be their sixth man. They could play a 3-guard rotation. Now they have 3 guards that can really go out there and score, and that is really what you need in this stacked Big 12, so you love to see that, and all those guys can play some pretty decent defense as well, especially Damian Ball for sure. Next piece of news, we do have the latest update on Hunter Dickinson. Things are heating up on Hunter Dickinson, and honestly, it's a toss-up where he is going to go right now. He visited Kentucky over the weekend, so Kentucky might be looking like the favorites actually to pick him up right now. Kentucky and also Kansas are the 2 favorites right now. If I had to pick which one he goes to right now, I'd probably say Kansas, but Kentucky, it's really heating up on them. Maryland, of course, is still in on the mix. There are a lot of teams still in on the mix that have a chance, but I'd say Maryland really lowered themselves on the totem pole right now, and Kentucky is up there with Kansas. It looks like a 2-headed race right now, but I'm not counting any team out. I think it's going to still be quite some time until we get an official commitment from Hunter Dickinson. I think he's really going to take his time with this, so we will see there. Other big piece of news, and this is our last big transfer commit announcement here, and that is Chris Ledlum, the transfer out of Harvard. Super good player, averaged almost 20 points per game last season for Harvard. He commits to play for Rick Barnes at Tennessee. Now, this is a really big pickup for Tennessee, especially because they were not the favorites to land Ledlum. Indiana and St. John's were both heavily in on the mix to get Ledlum, and in my opinion, I thought Tennessee was like the third option. I thought he was really deciding between St. John's and Indiana, so that is a really good get for Rick Barnes, and it sucks for Coach Pitino and Woodson. They really would want a guy like Ledlum, and that's kind of an L on their parts, but a big W here for Rick Barnes. But that is going to do it for the major transfer portal news that went down over the weekend and over the past later part of last week. Let me know what you guys think about all these pickups. Who do you guys think got the best pickup from this past weekend? And yeah, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more college basketball videos, college football content coming out here real soon as well. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching.